Friday. Friday? Yeah, okay. Happy Friday, everyone. Do we have a treat for you? I'm excited for this one. All right, first time in a long time coming back at you, and we have a home version of the 5K. So let's break down the warm-up, and then we'll break down what you're gonna do for the work set, and we'll just have some fun, all right? Our warm-up today is gonna be relatively quick. Inchworm knee to nose for 3, plank lean for 2 to down dog for 3 reps in total of that little complex. Side lunge for 10 alternating, sumo squat for 5, narrow squat for 3, and 2 rounds of that just to get the body going, the legs going, waking things up. After that, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. 100-meter run or cardio piece of choice. Back lunge for 10 alternating, single arm sumo deadlift high pull for 5 aside to practice the skill, and then a lateral dumbbell jump over for 10 alternating to get some jumps in there. I will have a whole bunch of different options for you guys in the workout description, and in that I'd like you to impart, I should say, some of those cardio options if you're changing some of the running or anything along those lines. Put those skills in this warm-up to get yourself ready for them, so that when you hit the workout, you can just go for it, all right? We'll hit that 2 to 3 rounds, get your body ready. If you want to add some more time or warm-up time, you're more than welcome to, and then we're gonna move over to this thing, which is 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, you are, oh, I forgot a key part here. Oh my Lord. In 30 minutes, you are going to do 10 rounds of this bad boy, or 30 minutes comes. So you're gonna take down, you're gonna work for 30 minutes or less, depending on how you're doing. You're gonna work a sumo deadlift high pull with a single dumbbell for 15 reps aside. Then you're gonna go for a little run or a slightly different cardio piece of choice that I'll have on the bottom for 200 meters. And then you're gonna hit 50 double unders or a different option that I'll have at the bottom as well for you. And you'll hit that up for 10 rounds, or if you hear a beep and 30 minutes comes, take where you're at or finish the round and then call it a day, all right? So 30 minutes or less, we're looking for a good chunk of cardio work and just to have some fun with a new version of an old favorite, all right? So let's warm you up, get you ready, and we'll have some fun with this. All right, let's get warmed up a little bit. Let's take those feet under those hips, take the arms big and tall, big shrug. Let's come back down with the shoulders. We'll reach to one side. We'll come back up and reach to the other side. We'll come back up. We're gonna bring those hands out to the T. Just move them around a little bit. Turn them in and turn them out. Turn them in and turn them out. And turn them in and turn them out. Big stretch. And forward fold. We're gonna touch those toes. We're gonna walk up the shins. We're gonna come back down, framing the foot. We're gonna step back into your lizard. You can find that position, inside hand, big scoop. We're gonna rotate forearm down. We're gonna come back up. We're gonna plant that hand on the floor. Outside hand, big reach. Plant that hand. We're gonna step back into our down dog. Reaching those hips and walking those heels out, nice and slow, nice and steady. Wake up those legs. And then from here, we're gonna come back in. Step the other foot up. Nice and square, inside hand's gonna reach up. Rotate forearm to the floor. Come back up. Plant that hand. Outside hand's gonna reach up. Plant that hand. Step back into our down dog again. Reaching those hips, we're gonna walk the heels back and forth. Waking things up a bit. And then from here, we're gonna come back into our plank. Nice tight hollow plank. We'll tiptoe those feet up. And we'll roll ourselves up big and tall. Big stretch. We'll come down with the arms. And if you'd like, pause the video, take down a little bit more lower body love if you'd like, or a little bit more gentle work if you'd like. Take that down, make sure you're ready to go. I'm gonna get you fired up and ready in that top piece on the board and get you all good to go. So first work set of the day is gonna start off with an inchworm knee to nose. So I'm going to turn to the side so we can walk it out. So I'm going to take it all the way down, nice forward fold, hit the hamstrings up, and I'm going to walk it into my nice solid plank position. Tucking and pressing, squeezing in the in. We'll come back out, and then squeeze in the in. Come back out, and then I'll walk my hands back in. Rolling myself all the way up, big tall you guys to really try and get that good hollow in there as you go, or take a moment, squeeze and press, and make sure that that plank is set. As I pull my knee in, I'm going to round out a bit, come back down, establish the good hollow, squeeze, and come back in. Take your time with that, you guys. Make sure we're setting those positions properly, and that we're in a good, tight, hollow plank position so that we can execute that nice compression the best we can. The second piece of that, please don't use momentum to get that knee going. Squeeze the knee in, all right? Just in case you do have the range, you don't want to pop yourself off the chin. It doesn't feel good. From there, we're going to move into a plank lean to down dog. So I'm going to face the front now. Getting back into that good plank, tucking and pressing through the shoulders. I'm going to lean to the left. I'm going to lean over to the right. And then come back to center and you'll pull back into that down dog, really focusing on the lats as I come back into my plank, establishing that plank again. I'm going to lean, set that position, so as I move into my down dog, I can feel those lats rolling around the body, opening my upper back as I come back into that plank. So again, we're moving through a nice range of motion, initiating the lean through the upper body and the chest, all right? Making sure that we're tight, set, and established before we start leaning back and forth, all right? From there, we're gonna work into a side lunge. So I'm gonna get my feet nice and wide, toes are slightly turned out. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes, stand tall, and take my hip back and down to that heel. And I'm gonna drive through that leg. And I'm gonna do it again, pulling the hip back and down. Finding that good side lunge and tall. I'm going to work on taking my hip towards my heel because, again, I want to stay away from loading the knee forward, which puts a lot of pressure here. I want to take the hip back and down. All right, so it takes the pressure off the knee and it gives me that chance to work on that single leg squat strength, and it works on that good toe and knee tracking. So take your time with those. Again, they're great to warm up and open up the ankles, open up the shins, the hips. Take your time, move to your range. After that, we're going to stay pretty wide. We're going to go into our Sumo Squat stance. So squeezing tall. We did some Sumo holds yesterday. Today we're going to do some squats. So we're going to send the hips down towards the heels, pressing the knees out, standing up nice and tall. Nice and slow. There's no tempo, but it's always nice to work these kind of different stance squats a little slower so you can really take advantage of the hip opening, the knee positions, and just really work on something different besides our regular squat stance. Because after that, we're going to work on our narrow squat. So I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see this one. My feet come inside my squat stance. Anything inside is fine. I'm going to stand tall. I'm going to take it back and down. Trying to stay as tall and upright as I can in my torso. And I'm going to stand tall and strong in that finishing position. So again, we want to make sure that I'm reaching with my chest. I'm lifting it tall so I stay vertical. My shins are on fire right now. And that's a beautiful part about that squat is it's going to help open up that ankle a little bit more. And it's going to help open up and fire up those quads. So again, take it slow. Work with position, find that good bottom position. It's going to be probably a little higher than your sumo or your regular stance, and that's okay. Quick recap, we have an inchworm knee to nose for 3, plank lean for 2 reps, into our down dog, that whole complex for 3, side lunge for 10 alternating. If you want to throw in a hold or a tempo in there, please be my guest. Sumo squat for 5, narrow squat for 3, and if you'd like to add a tempo in there as well, be my guest. All the world behind you in terms of adding tempos into those squats. 2 rounds of that, pause the video, take it down, get a good heat going, get those bodies ready. We're going to go and start with that next work set. I'm just going to introduce one of the movements in our workout. Today though, we start off with a little run, so a little cardio piece of choice. So we have a 100-meter run, nice and quick, just something to get those legs going. If you're not running today, I do have a different option for you in that work set. So please keep that in mind. I'll have it at the bottom for you. After that, we have our back lunge. So our back lunge is going to just fire up the glutes and hamstrings again. I'm going to stand tall. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, step back, and then lower down and stand tall. Alternating sides, squeeze and lower and tall. Very important to squeeze your glutes as we do these lunges, because it is going to help stabilize that knee in the front and make sure that it prevents it from being all wobbly. All right, so squeeze, step lower, stand tall. Squeeze, step lower, stand tall. After that, we're going to tap into our new movement that we've been playing around with for a little while in our warm-ups. We're going to use this in our workout. It's the Sumo Deadlift High Pull. You're going to do 5 per side in the warm-up. So again, with this, I set up in a Sumo Deadlift position. I pull my hips back and down. My hand is on the dumbbell. I'm going to stand up and pull to that sternum position. Come back and down. Stand, drive, and come back up and down with the dumbbell. I'm not focusing on pulling the dumbbell. I'm focusing on driving through the legs, and that's what's going to get the dumbbell moving and floating. The arm just keeps it close to the body. So I'm going to go to the side, just so you can see the dumbbell path. So back and down, good position. I stand and drive. Come back down. Stand and drive. Come back down. And I stand, drive. Come back down. Very important. We allow those hips and legs to do the work for us, or else we're going to gas that arm out instead of using those legs. All right? So we're going to do 5 per side of that, and then we're going to use the dumbbell again. We're going to work on a lateral dumbbell jump over. So I'm going to jump over 2 feet, skip it, step it, whatever you'd like to do to get yourself over that dumbbell safely and effectively, please do so. You got 10 reps just to get your heart rate up, get those feet ready to go, and then we start again. All right, get yourself fired up. So we have 2 to 3 rounds of that work set. Quick recap, we go for a little run or cardio of choice, back lunge for 10 total count, single arm Sumo Deadlift High Pull, that's a lot to say, 5 per side, and a lateral dumbbell jump over for 10 reps. Repeat, repeat, again, inputting any movements that you need to get yourself ready for the workout and make sure you're primed and ready for that, okay? Pause the video, take that down, get ready to go. I'm gonna go over the work set, and then we're gonna have some fun, all right? I'm gonna turn you loose. So our work set today is 10 rounds or 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, you're gonna take down 10 rounds or 30 minutes happens, all right? It's not an AMRAP, so if you hit 10 rounds before 30 minutes, you're done. Take the time, enjoy, go woo! Give yourself a little high five, go from there. But if it's like, oh, I'm on round 7, I got a little bit of time left, and then it's like 30 minutes, you're like just finishing round 7, done. Take it, have fun, say, got to round 7 in 30 minutes, that's my day, all right? Good hearty work set, lots of fun there. We start off with the Sumo Deadlift High Pull. So we're gonna set that position. We're gonna do 15 reps. You're just gonna fire off about 5 in a row with the same side so you can see the flow of this movement. Watch my back position and watch the timing of the high pull, okay? So I take it back and down, I get set, and I stand drive. I will do 15 on one side and 15 on the other side. In terms of loading this, all right, light dumbbell or light movement. I did this in the kitchen earlier on today, just with an empty hand, and I did it for 30 reps, all right? It was gassing. So if you're like, I only have a heavy dumbbell, grab a light can or something along those lines, or even empty hand, and go through the motion and use that as flow and a body weight movement instead of a loaded one. I don't want it too heavy. I will put an option on the bottom though, for a slightly heavier dumbbell with a lighter rep scheme. But again, you want to focus on a light, movable weight for that movement, okay? Once you're done your 15 per side, you'll put the dumbbell aside, and you're going to go into that run or cardio of choice for 200 meters, and then we're going to finish off with 50 double unders, or some singles, or some ankle pops, or some lateral dumbbell jump overs. Lots of options coming your way for that, okay? So take a peek at that bottom piece, that workout description, I'll have some good options for you guys to play with, have some fun with. Let me know how this one goes, you guys. I'm super excited to hear about this one, what you chose to do for your skipping if you don't have access to skipping, same with the run, and how the sumos went, all right? Good luck, have fun with this one, you guys. An old favorite, but a new twist at home for you guys. So enjoy, talk to you very, very soon.